What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for a Raw review for last night's episode of Raw, which was the July 29th, 2019 edition of Monday Night Raw, with a couple of things to talk about. One of it being, of course, Cedric Alexander in the main event, segment with standing tall with Roman Reigns and the Usos. Brock Lesnar making an appearance on Monday Night Raw, showing that Vince McMahon is the biggest fucking hypocrite you will ever see in all of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. You go on a video call, or on a call for your quarterlies last week. I think it was Thursday. And you mention AEW. You bring up them about being competition. But you say that you don't think TNT is going to deal with the blood and guts like you would. So what do? We come to Monday Night Raw, and you have Seth Rollins beaten, battered, and coughing up blood. That makes you the biggest fucking hypocrite. Oh, they're not going to be able to do blood and guts, but I guess we can. It just makes Vince McMahon look so goddamn terrible. We had a parade of losers in a gauntlet match. Ricochet, Andrade, Cesaro, Rey Mysterio, and Sami Zayn. Each one of those guys have been losers as of late. So yeah, let's put them in a gauntlet match with the winner going on against AJ Styles. Maria and Mike Kanellis shit still continues to be absolutely cringeworthy and not something I want to see, but yet the 24/7 championship is now in the possession of a pregnant lady. As Mike Kanellis won the title, Maria forced him to get on his back to take the title, and so we have a new 24/7 champion, or joke, which is Maria Kanellis. Whoop-de-doo. She can keep it, take it home, put it on the mantle, and keep it for the next 9 months. We don't need to see it again. Keep that title off of TV. Let's see what else we had happen here. We had, that's right, we had, for some reason, and somebody tell me this, we had ourselves a triple threat tag team match. Why would we have a triple threat tag team match for the tag team championships that not only had the OCs and the Revival, but it also had the Usos? Now, if my memory serves me correct, didn't Jimmy Uso just get popped for DUI last week? Like last Thursday or Friday or Wednesday or something, a couple days after getting pegged or getting made fun of by John Cena on Raw. This is why Jimmy continues to fuck up. WWE has not suspended Jimmy Uso once. He has been hit with a DUI 3 times in his career since being in WWE. 4th if you count what happened with him and Naomi earlier this year. But you're gonna have Jimmy Uso come out or go get hit with a DUI. How do we do this? Are we gonna punish him? No, we're not gonna punish him. We're going to give him and his brother a tag team championship opportunity. Yes, they did not win, and yes, the right Uso got pinned, but it still does not take away from the fact that Jimmy Uso 2 times this year has been arrested for being drunk, disorderly conduct, whatever, driving under the influence this time, last time squaring up to a police officer while being completely shit-faced. This guy needs to be punished. I know Jay, who's only been popped once, shouldn't be getting punished, but you can't be giving the Usos a tag team title opportunity days after one of them gets caught for driving under the influence. It just tells your company does not care. I know they put out the generic, Jonathan Fatu is responsible for his own actions. What happens if somebody dies next time? What if Jimmy Uso gets behind the wheel again and kills somebody? Are you going to put that same generic thing? Are you going to keep him there? Are you going to give him a tag team title opportunity? Why did this match happen tonight makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Why did we get a triple threat tag team match at all for the tag team titles? Yes, the Revival and the Usos have been feuding. Yes, the OCs have come back. And yeah, I know the OCs and the Usos both signed 5-year deals, whereas the Revival, as far as I know, have not signed a single deal. But it still makes no sense why this match happened tonight. This match should have been built towards SummerSlam, but of course that would have been even worse, and I probably would have shit on even more because the Usos would not have been. I wouldn't have had Jimmy on SummerSlam, and by the end of the night, it looks like Jimmy's still going to be at SummerSlam, even though this guy was. What I want to say, this guy was just popped recently for DUI. Way to show your way to show the way you do this, WWE. Somebody gets popped for DUI, tag team title opportunity. Match on SummerSlam. What the hell are you doing? This is why he keeps fucking up. This is why the Usos continue to... This is why Jimmy continues to do what he does. Because WWE just continues to allow it. They enable him. It would not surprise me if he's stupid enough to get caught behind the wheel again, that something bad happens. And I don't want to see that happen. But that is just pathetic that they do that. Let's see what else we had here. We had, of course, the Samoan Summit. Viking Raiders, of course, taking out another tag team that is useless, which is just, I'm so over that. Alexa Bliss on the moment of Bliss. And then we had Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch. This match was, of course, advertised. Alexa Bliss cannot wrestle. So what do? They have about a 2-3 minute match, and then Alexa Bliss fakes her ankle being injured. I will say that if Alexa Bliss wanted to become a Hollywood actress, she could do it with flying colors because she fakes injuries better than anybody else I've ever seen. She goes out, gets supposedly injured. Instead of going back to the trainer's room, they prop her up on a chair and put her leg, her quote-unquote injured leg, on another chair just so she can watch Nikki Cross, who comes in and takes on Becky Lynch in a match. And then, of course, post-match, Alexa Bliss is miraculously healed, and the choreographer's trying to say, oh my god, adrenaline does so much great things. Yes, adrenaline does great things, but this was pathetic. Keep Alexa Bliss out of the fucking ring. She is absolute trash. And then, of course, we had Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins, which led to Brock Lesnar coming down, kicking and beating the hell out of Seth Rollins. I do want to know, is WWE transitioning away from the commercial, no wrestling during commercials? Because there was at least 2 times or 3 times tonight or last night that they went to a commercial break during a wrestling match. They did it in the Gauntlet match at least once, and I believe they did it during Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. I could be wrong, but there was it just seems like they were trying to get away from that, but I could be wrong. Mosh Pit mixed tag team match for the 24/7 championship. Drake Maverick and Renee Michelle, his wife. Yes, she is a professional wrestler. I guess she signed to WWE. I don't know if this is just until they get done with the 24/7 shit. But yeah, Renee Michelle versus Carmella and R-Truth. This match was surrounded by everybody who is in the lower tier cards, and it was great to see that Cedric Alexander is no longer a part of this. You had the Bobby Roodes, you had the Lucha House Parties, you had the Zack Ryders, you had the Heath Slaters, you had the Kurt Hawkins, and everybody else that nobody cared about. Match lasted about 2 minutes. Truth drops Drake in for the 1-2-3 after the bell. Truth stands tall as his music hits, but everyone realizes he realizes he's surrounded by superstars on the apron. Everyone piles on top of Truth, and we see the ref go 1-2-3. And Mike Kanellis, out of everybody in this dog pile, runs away with the 24/7 championship. We don't know who actually was pinning R-Truth, but he was the one to get away with the title. So he runs away, and that was that. We cut to the camera backstage, and Mike Kanellis runs away from the title. Superstars chase him into a room, but he locks them out. Maria comes up and goes about being pregnant, saying, "Pregnant lady, I need my husband." So everyone just, gets away, goes away. So she's knocking on the door. Mike doesn't believe it's her. Maybe it's Carmella pretending to be her. Maria says if he doesn't let her in right now, she will kick this door down and kick him in his vagina. Who wrote this shit? I'm so over this stuff. The Maria Mike Kanellis stuff is a Paul Heyman garbage. This is garbage. This is a Paul Heyman idea. I am sick of this idea, and I don't want to see this idea anymore. This entire Maria Mike Kanellis stuff has got to fucking go. Enough of it. She's pregnant. By all means, go be pregnant somewhere else. I don't want to see it on Monday Night Raw. Keep your personal business to yourself and keep it out of the ring. Or out of the country. Out of TV. It's just like if I went to work and like if a woman goes to work who's pregnant and she just brings her personal life in the work, or you have a couple working at the same job and they're sitting there arguing constantly at that job, it's going to be a workplace disturbance and it's just no. As soon as you get to the workplace, personal business stays at home. I am so sick and tired of seeing this. This might have worked back in the 80s, might have worked back in the 90s, maybe early 2000s. This is 2019. This shit does not work anymore. Keep it out of my fucking Raw. I don't want to see it anymore. Sami Zayn, Rey Mysterio, Cesaro, Ricochet, and Andrade. Gauntlet match. Winner goes on to face AJ Styles for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. This match started off with Rey Mysterio and Cesaro. They had a hell of a match. There was an actual commercial break in between this, and how they did this was Cesaro. They sent Cesaro flying into the Rey Mysterio kicks Cesaro back into the barrier. Rey runs the ropes in the ring, nails a baseball slide, sending Cesaro into the barrier with a head scissors takedown. Cesaro falls over the crowd, and we go to commercial break. So they were both laid out supposedly as we went to commercial break, which is fine. You could honestly do this if you don't want to break a match up and do something stupid. Have both men just get knocked the hell out, and then we come back and the referees check it on the men or women during when we go to commercial break. We come back and the referees that made 7, 8 as one's trying to get back in the ring. No wrestling happening during the commercial, and it just flows a little bit better. Rey Mysterio ends up beating Cesaro with a 619 and the West Coast Pop for the 1-2-3. Out comes Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn is gone like that with a roll-up for the 1-2-3. Sami is furious as referees hold him back. Out comes Andrade as we go to commercial break. So they sacrifice Sami Zayn, who looks like a fucking loser still, just for a commercial break. You went and had Cesaro and Rey Mysterio go through a commercial break, but we get to this. We go to Sami Zayn getting eliminated like that, just so we can go to commercial break again before we get to Andrade and Zelina Vega coming out. Really? Really, really, really? This is, of course, for the United States Championship #1 contendership, so they do show AJ Styles in the back watching the match, as everyone else does. This match, Andrade and Rey Mysterio, as we know from earlier this year in February, I believe it was January and February, putting on classic matches on SmackDown. These two always work well together. Rey Mysterio, we do have we do have a win for Andrade, but after the match, Andrade goes after Rey, yanks his mask, but rips it completely. Rey has to go quick to cover his face, as most Mexican wrestlers would do, even though everyone knows what Rey Mysterio looks like. Ricochet comes out and sends Andrade to the floor to regroup with Vega. Ricochet checks in the ring with Rey Mysterio as we go to commercial break. Ricochet versus Andrade. This match I would love to see on pay-per-view for the United States Championship or for any championship. It could be for the Intercontinental title. It could be for the Universal WWE Championship. Any championship they wanted to give these guys outside that 24/7 trash. These two, just magic. It worked well. They beat the hell out of each other. Vega, of course, got involved. 6:30, 1-2-3, and Ricochet moves on to face AJ Styles. Apparently, coming out of last night's show, this entire gauntlet match was the brainchild of Paul Heyman, because he wanted to make younger stars look good. You made nobody in this match look good outside of maybe Andrade and Ricochet. Sami Zayn sure as hell didn't look good getting rolled up like that. Cesaro didn't look really good. Rey Mysterio doesn't need to look good. He's Rey Mysterio. He's untouchable. Rey Mysterio is like Teflon. He is going to be good no matter what you do. You could have Rey Mysterio lose the next 6 weeks against people, putting people over, and it's still Rey Mysterio, so nobody's going to look any different at him. Caleb Braxton comes in to interview Ricochet. He talks about how people will believe him when he wins the title from AJ at SummerSlam. So, yes. AJ Styles, Ricochet, 3 or 4, I can't tell. I can't freaking remember because we've seen it so many goddamn times. WWE doesn't know how, like, when they have a good thing, know how to space it. Like, New Japan had Kenny Omega versus Okada multiple times. But it wasn't week after week after week after week. It was, I know they had one at Wrestle Kingdom a couple years ago, and then Dominion a couple months later. And then they didn't have, I don't think they had a third one. I think Dominion last year, I think, was the last one. But they had like 2 matches before that, but they were spaced out. Spacing out a rivalry is much better than, just throwing it all together and having it done in 1 week or 1 month. This is what made Nakamura versus AJ Styles from dream match that we want to see to, man, I can't wait till this feud is over. Same thing with Samoa Joe and AJ Styles. AJ Styles seems to have this thing where WWE likes to give him a rival, and have them wrestle 6 or 7 times within the span of a month and a half. It's just ridiculous. Spread it out. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Watch next week. It's gonna be AJ Styles and somebody versus Ricochet and somebody else who's also wrestling at SummerSlam. Maybe it'll be a mixed tag match. Maybe it'll be like Natalya and AJ Styles versus Ricochet and Becky Lynch. It would not surprise me. WWE likes to do that shit. We go backstage to see Mike Kanellis talking with his wife. He wants Maria to see him with dignity and respect. He says he won the title for her. She asks, what? Orders him to get on his back like he usually does. Calls for a referee to come over, and Maria asks what she's doing. Maria says, I'm pinning you, so her unborn child will have a champion for a parent. And at this point, I just want to rip my eyes out and my ears off and just completely just rip my head off because I'm tired of this. Mike eventually gets down. Maria puts one foot on him. 1, 2, 3. Maria Kanellis is your 24/7 champion. She takes the title and she starts parading around as like first pregnant 24/7 champion. She walks up to Titan and asks, what would he do to become a 2-time champion? Would you wrestle a pregnant woman? Would anyone else? Maria says she will be at her OBGYN appointment this Thursday if anyone wants to come pin her while she's legs are up in the air with stirrups. That's going to be the next championship change. I guarantee it. I don't know who's going to do it. Probably R-Truth, maybe Carmella. I don't know. I don't even want to think about it. We go to a moment of piss. And it's Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And Bliss, for whatever reason, wants to talk about last week's Raw reunion and Dolph Ziggler's attack on Shawn Michaels the day after. Somehow, Dolph Ziggler attacking Shawn Michaels on Tuesday ruined Raw reunion. No. That show was ruined the second that went off. As soon as that show started. That show was just nothing but an abomination. But Ziggler isn't the only bad apple walking around here. We should have seen what happened earlier today. Bliss shows us footage of Agent Finley and Natalya working out in the ring with 3 enhancement talents in the empty arena before Raw began. Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch ran into the ring, kneed Finley, and attacked Natty before she was stopped. So, nice little background there, though, for seeing Natalya working with Finley on how to break out of the disarmer or, use the disarmer against Becky Lynch. So, nice little backstory, right? Nice little thing right there. So, of course, Mark Henry came out a couple weeks ago and called Becky Lynch arrogant. Her character is becoming more arrogant, and this is just showing that Becky Lynch is becoming more arrogant. So, that is good that they're going with that to show that Becky Lynch is becoming too much of an arrogant piece of shit. So, I don't know if they're trying to build Becky Lynch to be this big heel eventually. Maybe they're going to finally get that heel turn they wanted to get last year with Becky Lynch. I doubt it, but we'll have to wait and see. Becky Lynch, of course, would be going up against Alexa Bliss later on. We come back to Bliss and fans are chanting Becky's name. Bliss can't believe they're condoning what we just saw. She says, this isn't a championship behavior. Cross isn't almost like Becky is trying to take Natalya out before the match at SummerSlam. Bliss promises to knock the man down a few pegs when they wrestle tonight, and fans pop as Lynch appears on the big screen, and Becky tells Bliss not to injure herself, turning around too fast, taking a shot at her for her being injury prone, which yes, she pretty much is, and we'll see that later in the show. Becky tells Bliss to say what she wants because she will have to pay for it later in the match. Becky asks Cross if she really came all this way over from Scotland to be a coffee girl for Bliss. Which, by the way, I wouldn't be asking, I'm from Ireland, I wouldn't be asking anything from somebody who's from Scotland because those two hate each other anyway, or those two countries hate each other anyway. She asks her where her Celtic pride is. Yeah. Becky says Natalya earlier found out what happens when you talk trash, and she hasn't forgotten about the Bliss that has said. Becky says she will see Bliss later tonight. The Usos come out and interrupt the moment of piss, and we have our triple threat match. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, the OCs versus the Revival versus the Usos. And as I said earlier, just this match happening just shows why Jimmy Uso does what he does and why Jimmy Uso doesn't care. Why Jimmy Uso does what he'll do whatever he wants because WWE shows that they don't care. Oh, you got a DUI? That's a championship opportunity. Getting a DUI gets you a championship opportunity. Why? Why? Why do we have this guy in this match? You could have put Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder in this match. You could have put the Viking Raiders in this match. You could have put you have the stupid wild card rule, and you had Andrade over from SmackDown. You could have put the B team on this. You could have put AOP in here, but no, you gave Jimmy and Jay another title opportunity. No, they did not win this match, but it still should not happen. This should be you getting suspended for DUIing. You're putting your life at risk, your wife at your career at risk, and anybody else on the road at risk. Why? Because you can. This is BS. I'm sorry. Jimmy Uso and Jay Uso. Jay, I'm sorry, should not be getting brought down with his brother, but since they're a tag team, it happens. Jay can go back to commentary for a while whilst Jimmy Uso's on suspension. This is something that WWE needs to start taking seriously, because again, what happens is the next time Jimmy's out there and he's getting behind the wheel because he's stupid and doesn't call an Uber or a Lyft or any other type of taxi service, and he kills somebody or he kills a full family, what are you going to do? What is Naomi gonna do if Jimmy Uso goes out there and ends up killing himself? What the hell happens then? This makes no sense why you would be so stupid to hurt yourself, to even risk your life or anyone else's life. This is something that WWE needs to address. This guy, get into rehab or something, or be like, listen, pal, one more time and you're gone. Your brother, we'll figure out something with him. He's probably not bad on commentary. We'll put him on commentary if we have to. But one more DUI and you're gone. And as far as we know, that's not happened. Let's see here. Jimmy brings Dawson into the ring after we get all superstars getting crashed to the floor. Jimmy brings Dawson back to the ring. They are the legal men. Jimmy goes to the top for the Uso splash, but Dawson moves and he rolls through. Gallows tags in, but Jimmy knocks him off the apron. The Revival hit the Shadow Machine on Jimmy. Jay with a crossbody on them from the top. Anderson with a big spine buster. Anderson and Gallows hit the Magic Killer on Jimmy for the 1, 2, 3. Yes, the right Uso got pinned in this situation. Why did Gallows and Anderson win these titles? Because A, they just signed a new 5-year deal, which I'm sure AJ Styles helped them get. B, the Revival, as we know, have not signed a new contract yet. And D, and D, I think it will C, whatever. Again, Jimmy Uso got himself hit with a DUI, but it still, again, does not matter much. The Usos should not have been in this match. It should have been a one-on-one tag team match. Whatever. Why the Revival didn't lose the titles at SummerSlam is beyond me. Why this match happened tonight and at SummerSlam is beyond me, especially since it looks like the Usos might be at SummerSlam anyway. Why not just have a tag team match? Why not just have a fatal 4-way and add the Viking Raiders? After the match, Gallows and Usos take the titles and head out of the ring as fast as they can be. The Revival exit from ringside as the celebration continues as we go to break. Back from break, and Kayla Braxton walks up to AJ, who has a table of food which looks like shrimp and caviar and some other kind of fancy stuff, a couple wine glasses, and they go and celebrate Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson running in to celebrate their championship win. We get another look back at Raw Reunion Special. We also see how Dolph Ziggler dropped Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels on his face with his super kick on SmackDown the next night. Seth Rollins will look for revenge for Michaels when he faces Dolph Ziggler tonight. So that's how this all came to be. Dolph Ziggler kicked Shawn Michaels. Seth Rollins takes offense, and Seth Rollins wants revenge. Okay, I guess Shawn Michaels needs people to fight his battles for him now. And we go to the Viking Raiders versus Johnny James and Cole Carter. I don't have anything to say about this. Same old, big power moves, double team moves, big Thor's hammer, 1, 2, 3. That is that. I don't know what they're doing with the Viking Raiders. I don't. You brought these guys up. You had them beat the tag team champions at the time at one time, and now what are they doing? Absolutely nothing. They're just facing jobbers after jobbers. Jobbers are fine for the first 3 or 4 weeks. But after that, you need to start facing other teams. But guess what? There are no tag teams. The 3 tag teams we saw tonight, the Usos, the Revival, and the OCs, are all you have for the Raw Tag Team division outside the Viking Raiders that are legitimate tag teams. So, what do you do with the Viking Raiders? You have them continue to go up against jobbers. And here's the thing. The Usos are the only legitimate babyface tag team on the fucking roster. So, if Jimmy can actually keep these alcohol out of his goddamn body in about 6 months or so, maybe they can win the titles back. Maybe we can get a feud with the Viking Raiders, who are heels and have been heels since the day they came up. I don't know what you do with the Viking Raiders. You have the Street Profits who have no plans to wrestle. They have no plans to have the Street Profits wrestle. They're just going to be guys in the back. Why bring them up if you're not going to use them? So you have the Viking Raiders, this awesome tag team who has nothing to do, you have no plans for, and I don't know what they're going to do with them. You have one you only have one babyface team, whereas the Revival, the OCs, and the Viking Raiders are all heels. Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins was just a Cinderella story for WrestleMania. Their title reign lasted way too long, and I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Let's see. Speaking of the Street Profits, they are backstage. Montez Ford and Angela Dawkins. They talk about some of the happenings on the show. Angela may have a thing for the 24/7 champion Maria. Montez brings up how Maria did say Mike Kanellis isn't the dad, or suggested it. Ford wonders if Dawkins has been getting it on with Maria, and Dawkins warns him not to spread rumors. Seth Rollins walks up and talks to the Street Profits a bit. Dawkins brings up Rollins getting payback on Ziggler for his Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels and tells him the locker room is behind him. They help Rollins get hyped for the match as he walks off. Why are these two here? You have no plans whatsoever for these two to wrestle. Why am I seeing them on my TV? They bring nothing to this program. Nothing. I guarantee if you look at the daily numbers, or the hour by hour numbers, or the half an hour, whatever, the segment by segment numbers, I'm pretty sure the Street Profits are not one of the highest rated segments. So why are they up here? Leave them in NXT until they at least drop the titles. If you're going to use them after that, then they make their debut. This portion of the Street Profits on Monday Night Raw is boring as can be. Get them in the ring or get them back to NXT. Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss. Oh boy. This match was terrible. Becky Lynch could not get a meaningful match out of Alexa Bliss. Bliss misses a corner shot. Becky clotheslines her. Becky mounts from offense and then drops Bliss. Bliss starts stunning her ankle. Becky hits the back exploder. Bliss clutches her ankle again. The referee checks her. She's crying. Alligator tears. Cross gets on the apron and checks on Bliss as the ref. Becky looks on. Trainer goes over and helps the referee move Bliss to the apron. Fans rules, we get to replay. The referee asks the trainer if Bliss can continue, and we get a referee stoppage. Again, Alexa Bliss cannot fucking wrestle. Can we keep her out of the goddamn ring? After the match, Becky Lynch stands tall. Looks like she's just disappointed that she had to deal with this bullshit garbage again. Nikki Cross gets on the apron. They have some back and forth words you really couldn't understand because it was off microphone. Challenges to a match. We go to commercial break. Back from break, and we have Nikki Cross versus versus Becky Lynch. This match did not last very long. Manhandle slam 1, 2, 3, and that was that. After the match, though, Alexa Bliss. Oh my God, she's not actually injured. Who didn't see that coming? Drops Lynch with allows Cross and Bliss double team Lynch. Now Natalya comes running down the ring, forcing Bliss and Cross to retreat. Natalya grabs Lynch and applies the sharpshooter to her for revenge earlier today or last night. Natalya finally breaks the hold and marches up the ramp. We go to replays, and Kayla Braxton is backstage stopping her comments. Natalya says it's not about making friends, it's about being professional, and not after she wins at SummerSlam. Lynch won't want to shake her hand. Natalya said she wouldn't shake it even if she gave it to her. She doesn't trust Becky. Natalya says she would like to challenge Lynch to make the match a submission match, but she knows Becky doesn't have the guts, so she's not going to issue that, asking her to accept the challenge, and she walks off pissed off. So, again, Alexa Bliss, she's not good on the mic. She's not good in the ring. She just sucks overall. I don't care who she's fucking backstage. I don't care who she's sucking backstage. Keep her out of the ring. She takes away from this entire show. Becky Lynch could not get a good match out of Alexa Bliss until they faked that injury. And people are like, oh, you've never been in the ring before. How would you know? Were you there when the producers produced the match? The reason the producers produce her matches the way they do is to hide her weaknesses. She cannot wrestle. She cannot freaking talk. She cannot do anything right. Alexa Bliss is god-awful trash. So here's an idea. Keep her out of the ring. There's no reason to keep Alexa Bliss in the ring. The woman has had multiple concussions. I'm pretty sure one more concussion, that's it for her anyway. So why keep her in the ring? I don't get why anybody should want to be in this ring. Now Natalya beating down Becky Lynch afterwards is a nice continuity continuation, but the fact that she was beat down and attacked by Becky Lynch earlier in the day, so submission match between these two, it's going to happen, and that should be actually kind of fun. That should be kind of fun. So we go back to the backstage, and we see Maria Kanellis. She's having her photos taken, bragging about being the champion. Strowman just shows up. Maria cleans her mouth and asks Braun to show her how big and strong he is, and he just walks away. Or I don't get why they did that. I don't care. It's just the whole Maria and Mike Kanellis stuff. I just want it to end. It's like, gosh, her pregnancy cannot go her pregnancy cannot get done fast enough to where she's off TV, where she, the next few months is just going to be god awful until she goes on the maternity leave, and then we don't have to see her again for a while, and hopefully ever. Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler. This match means nothing. It's what happened after the match. But before, it's like this match does not matter because it's Seth winning by DQ because Brock Lesnar comes out. He comes out, he's getting to the ring, and Dolph Ziggler stops Seth Rollins. Brock Lesnar takes that advantage, beats him down so badly. Chair shots, F5s, at least 2 or 3 on a chair. So badly that you see blood coming out of Seth Rollins' mouth. This looked bad. I know it's probably a blood pack, and I know Seth Rollins, and it will piss me off, and I'm sure it'll piss everyone else off. We come to Monday Night Raw next week, and Seth Rollins is there, fine as dandy, not selling a damn thing. And it could happen. beats him down, not much else you can say that. Rollins gets put onto a stretcher. We go to commercial break. We come back from break and we see Seth Rollins getting carted off. We see Roman Reigns and the Usos checking on him. When the Usos go to walk away, the OC start attacking the Usos. Roman tries to help them, so Samoa Joe attacks Roman Reigns from behind. Those three, the OCs and Samoa Joe, beat down Roman Reigns and the Usos. We go over to the ambulance. Looks like it's about to leave, and all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's like, "Stop! Park it! Turn it off right now!" Pulls Seth Rollins out, pulls him off the gurney, flips the gurney over, F5s him onto the gurney, and Seth Rollins is in a heap of his own blood. Absolutely, I don't even know. This was pathetic, man. I don't know what they got from this. Are they writing Seth Rollins off? Or is Seth Rollins going to be back next week with a little bit of tape on his stomach, looking like everything's all fine and dandy? This guy could, the way they made it looks like he could have internal bleeding. And if that was to happen, and Seth Rollins got really messed up there, he could be out of SummerSlam. Do I see that happening? No. We had that beatdown right before Crown Jewel, before Super Showdown back in June. The Monday before Crown Jewel, and people were like, "Oh, they just wrote Seth Rollins off." No, he was there, just fine as always. Faced Baron Corbin, beat Baron Corbin, and then stopped Brock Lesnar. So I fully expect to see Seth Rollins back next week, lightly selling his injuries. We get to SummerSlam, and he'll be just fine and dandy. There's no reason why I would think any other reason. The Samoan Summit was supposed to happen next. Samoa Joe says the Samoan Summit has been canceled, but that's fine because I'm not here to talk, I'm here to fight. Calls out Reigns to the ring and he says we can finish what we started backstage. Roman comes out, they beat the hell out of each other for a bit. McIntyre runs down and attacks Reigns from behind. Cedric Alexander, of all people, runs in, leaps out, and drops down Samoa Joe and Drew McIntyre. So those four guys are brawling. We get up to the top. We have the OCs and the Usos come out. We have 8 men beating the hell out of each other. Cedric Alexander gets on top of the LED board and lays everybody out with a nice big splash. Get back to the ring. The OCs and the Usos are still fighting up top. Samoa Joe and Cedric Alexander, Drew McIntyre, and Roman Reigns are in the ring. Cedric Alexander and Roman Reigns were able to stop Drew McIntyre and Samoa Joe. So the Usos also came in, hit a double super kick on the Samoa Joe, and that was the end of Monday Night Raw as the Usos, Cedric Alexander, and Roman Reigns stood tall. As I said, Roman Reigns, Cedric Alexander, and the Usos and Roman Reigns all look good in the end. Cedric Alexander looking like he actually belongs with these guys. He didn't look like he was out of place. He didn't look like somebody who shouldn't be there. Cedric Alexander looked like he belonged in the main event scene with these other guys, with these other 7 guys. He looked just as good as anybody else, if not better. So just think, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, Cedric Alexander won that 24/7 piece of trash. Lost it not too long after that, and then like a week or two later, he was the guy in the janitor suit with the mask. Beat Drew McIntyre 2 weeks ago, got beat down by Drew McIntyre last week, and now he's in the main event, which looks like possibly could be an 8-man tag match going into SummerSlam. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying it's going to be a great match, but that's definitely big for a guy like Cedric who is still trying to find his footing in WWE. So good on Cedric Alexander to be able to be in the position he is right now. So let's see here. Raw, not a good show. It hasn't been a good show in a while. I can't wait to see what the ratings are for this show. I'm pretty sure I expect at least a 10% drop, if not more. WWE did not do anything they couldn't do anything really to capitalize on what they did last week. They did not advertise Brock Lesnar, so I don't expect Brock Lesnar to bring in any ratings. This show, Ricochet winning the U.S. Championship #1 contendership was kind of a given. I'm pretty sure his feud was not. His feud with AJ Styles is not done. It was supposed to be him last week with the match against AJ Styles, which would have been another match against AJ Styles, with the DX and NWO coming in to help him, which was supposed to make him look like a huge star, which in my opinion wouldn't have helped him at all. This helped, like that Gauntlet match, in my opinion, actually helped Ricochet more than that segment last week would have. The only reason he missed was because of an elbow infection. SmackDown tomorrow for me, SmackDown tonight for everyone else. I will be here for SmackDown tomorrow to see. I didn't see any advertisements for SmackDown, so not known other than Trish Stratus on King's Court, which everyone knows Trish Stratus on King's Court is going to be setting up Trish Stratus versus Charlotte Flair for SummerSlam. Other than that, who knows? Probably more Shane McMahon, probably another 5 segments of Shane McMahon. But that is all for your your Monday Night Raw review for Monday, July 29th, 2019. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. And also go check out my new gaming channel, The France Plays, where we'll be playing multiple games with no commentary at this time. Maybe to fix that later on. But I'm in the middle of playing through Call of Duty World War II. And who knows after that, maybe some